The concept of the first human on Earth is a bit complex and depends on how one defines human. Here is what the History says about the first human that was born on Earth. Who was the first human on Earth? In the context of modern humans, Homo sapiens, the first individuals of our species emerged in Africa around 200,000 years ago. These early Homo sapiens eventually spread across the globe, leading to the diverse human populations we see today. Before Homo sapiens, there were other hominin species that existed. For example, Homo erectus, an ancestor of Homo sapiens, emerged around 1.8 million years ago. Additionally, even earlier hominin species like Australopithecus afarensis, dating back over 3 million years, have been considered human ancestors. It's important to understand that human evolution was a gradual process with numerous transitional stages, and it is challenging to pinpoint a single individual as the first human in an absolute sense. Instead, we can trace our ancestry through a long lineage of hominin species that evolved over millions of years. History of human evolution. Let's dive deeper into the history of human evolution to understand the context behind the emergence of modern humans. Australopithecus. Around 4 to 2 million years ago, species like Australopithecus afarensis and Australopithecus africanus were early hominins that walked upright on 2 legs but had small brains and more ape-like features. Perhaps the most famous individual from this group is Lucy, a nearly complete skeleton of Australopithecus afarensis found in Ethiopia in 1974. Homo habilis. Around 2.4 to 1.4 million years ago, Homo habilis appeared. They were more advanced than the Australopithecus species and were the first early hominins to use stone tools, hence their name, which means handyman. Homo erectus. Emerging around 1.8 million years ago, Homo erectus was a highly successful species that expanded its range from Africa to Asia and possibly Europe. They had larger brains and more sophisticated tools than their predecessors and were the first hominins to leave Africa. Neanderthals. Around 400,000 to 40,000 years ago, Neanderthals, Homo neanderthalensis, lived in parts of Europe, Western Asia, and the Middle East. They were well adapted to cold environments and had large brains, made complex tools, buried their dead, and possibly had language and art. Homo sapiens. As mentioned earlier, Homo sapiens, the species to which modern humans belong, emerged in Africa around 200,000 years ago. Homo sapiens displayed more sophisticated behaviors, including the development of language, art, and symbolic thinking. Around 70,000 to 100,000 years ago, some Homo sapiens began migrating out of Africa and eventually populated the rest of the world, leading to the various human populations we have today. Where did humans come from in the beginning? The origin of humans, as understood through scientific evidence and research, is that humans evolved from earlier hominin species through a process of biological evolution.